Oh, really nice playing. I'm gonna just join you up there. Got all this stuff to juggle. Hey, what is the policy here? Can I take this off when I'm up here? Okay, thank you. Yeah, bring this around. Beautiful playing, nice to hear it.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I just have a few little things here and there, mostly matters of taste. You know, in the opening, it seemed to me that you might consider kind of extending the phrases, kind of doubling them in a way. It felt a little bit like bum da dum da da dum da da dum da 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 da. Like each one of them was a little bit of its own element, and I wonder, even with the way that it was shaped in such a way that it sort of closed it, but I wonder if it's open and then it closes it, you know? So it's basically, it's a way of making the whole thing seem like it has half as many elements. Because I think the piece is wonderful, but it can seem a little bit almost too episodic. You know, like there's not enough of a through line. Can I get your A? Where are you? So yeah, why don't we start with, if you can play that in such a way that you're sort of asking a question and then answering it rather than making two consecutive statements.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that a little bit more of the, you know, the breath before the answer. It's like we didn't have a chance to ponder what that question was.
Okay.
Yeah, go on. I like that. Yeah, that was really nice. I really like that. From I think if you can consider, right now, as I was listening to it, I was really following kind of the musical logic of the bottom line.
Oh, yeah.
I think that the top line can also have some sort of logic too, you know. Or whatever, you know, they need to be working sort of in tandem. I think in particular right there is a moment that the way that sort of the cloud goes over the sun there, maybe you could play with that a little more. Anyway, this is good. I mean, very good. There's this thing, I mean, there's this part that every violinist is just like, come on. It's just nasty, where I think let's find a way to put the pits a little closer lined up with the, like what's happening, you know, is you're sort of setting the hand and then doing the pits. Can you play it when, and be like ready to go? Yeah, that's but it's like, so basically if you're over by the time you go lower, Yeah, that was, exactly. And similarly on the next one, which is,
These are hard,
what I do is I have the finger like sort of cocked and loaded, you know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that, play it like that. No, but you know what I mean. Then, yeah, you know, tonally that, I wonder if there can be more sort of mystery in that, you know, it's a color that was not quite, it didn't have us lean in quite as much as maybe it could. Actually, why don't we do that? Can you just go? Find something really smoky there. Okay, great. Now do that, but focus on the D string note on that A flat. Great. Yeah, and because yeah, it's all, every element is there, but I'm not really hearing.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of the moment there. So yeah, all the tremolando stuff is terrific. So now I think, don't think about that side of it. Yeah. Okay, this was very nice. Getting into the main part, the scherzo, and you know, this is a bit of a matter of taste. I think that for me, it felt a little bit, this is too harsh a term, but slightly sort of disjointed. Like there was, like there were very few places where it sort of settled. And I think that it's kind of nice for there to be a little bit more of a sort of stable pulse to it, even if you're very flexible within that pulse.
Yeah.
And when you get into that, all that, I think if the eighths can really stay eighths, you know, you then recognize it for what it is. I mean, this sounded, it almost made me think of like William Tell, you know.
Yeah, I kind of pushed it and pulled too much.
Yeah, so I think that it came across, you know, all very well, but it felt a little bit like there was an element of this and an element of that and an element of the other. And as I said, you know, the piece, it can sound sort of fragmented. Can you take from the top and think of, you know, graceful, and I'm thinking of Kreisler, like one of my favorite elements of him as a player was how his sense of rhythmic flexibility was always rooted in a very clear sense of pulse. You know, it's like he would borrow here and give back there. And I remember going through a recording of his once where it sounded so flexible and so improvisatory, but the big beats are always right where they need to be. Yeah. All right, can you just start at the top?
So like there, I just go, right?
Yeah, but you know, I think that if the whole thing, I think you don't really quite know what tempo you're in, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like and that's a problem everyone has with this piece. It's like, what really is the tempo? If you're faster, I mean, the beginning did not sound presto. But when you get to, you want to be in that tempo, so why not start? I mean, that part's easy. The hard stuff's later.
Yeah, I think I was just thinking of the double stops as broader. So then, like, I was thinking of the double stops before I started the presto, just in general, and I was like, oh, I need to start slower. Anyway, I can do faster.
Yeah, and I think that pesante becomes pesante if it's like, you know, da 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 da. But then when you're da 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 ba da dum ba da dum ba da dum bum bum bum, then people know, they're like, oh yeah, because that's the main tempo.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. You know, I have a voice leading question for you. Is that what you're doing there? Can you slow it down? Yeah, you know, I think that the voice leading is a little funny if you do that because you end up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
If you just play it, then the voices stay consistent on the two strings. Anyway, it's like a tiny detail, but it was something that just kind of caught my ear a little bit. I think that, well, yeah, how does that? If you're kind of moving along, then you're in tempo for it. Because I think, so I think you can kind of let it rip around these bars just a little bit. Then you don't have to feel like you're slowing that part down. Do you want to just go from here?
Yeah. I'll try that for 1/4.
Oh yeah, don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Now this is stuff that kind of looks like it doesn't make any difference, but I think it kind of does. And Kreisler does this all the time, where he'll write things different times through, and he puts in these accents that sometimes first instinct is like, well, what? Why are they there? You know, the F, 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 and there, none.
No accents.
And then, you know, the tenutos start in a different spot than the first time.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because, like, I think in a certain sense when he does stuff like that, sometimes it's very thought out. Sometimes it's almost a little arbitrary, but the point being that they're not quite the same thing, you know? And I think in the first time through this, bringing out those Fs, kind of popping the Fs, is a nice idea. And then if this one just kind of, you know, it can just kind of cascade until the broadness. So, you know, something like that I think would be a nice way of showing a little bit of, like, you know, you've seen this road before, but anytime you've seen it twice, it means something a little different that second time. You want to go on from the next passante? Great. That note surprised me. It's just got you. Okay, no, what was I thinking? Yeah, okay, no, never mind. That's fine. I was like, wait a minute, what's that? Never mind, I didn't say that. Yeah, can you just go from, and I was thinking, can you be a little more legato?
Yeah,
Great. Oh no, I was just getting a closer look. How are you doing that at the top?
I was kind of just going 1/4 down.
But when you, are you catching that top note there?
Sometimes.
Oh no! So it goes up the octave. So
You know, I was not doing that.
oh yeah, because I was like, I was then wondering if it was voiced so low to the bottom. So yeah, add the upper octave.
Okay. Oh.
No,
Use a 4?
if you go up on a 2 there, the bottom note basically your top note becomes your bottom note because the ABA. So
Okay. And then you just go.
Yeah, exactly. I think I take 2/4 down to almost the bottom, but that, I mean, you can figure that out from anywhere.
Okay. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, but it's interesting. I mean, as it happens, you weren't playing the high note, but even if you were, like sometimes it's hard to voice that to get it to pop, but it is nice because it's, only dogs can hear it anyway. But yeah, and then this is the same kind of thing. Maybe let's take a look just at the end. I sort of think in terms of how this all works, it's like adding the voice here is as it starts to, enlarge, right? And then it is about to get going, and then it just doesn't quite do it. And then it thinks about it again, and again, it doesn't quite do it. You know that it never quite gets to what it sort of promises.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I think the crescendo, though, if you go through that bit, it makes it more of an exciting sort of false arrival.
Okay.
Nice, yeah. What were you doing with fingerings for that? Yeah. Is that what you were playing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait. I was playing.
Oh, no, so. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
got it.
Yeah, and I think, if you really kind of pop the forte, and then again, because it's like this whole thing it's always promising that it's going to turn into something bigger than it actually is. And I think that even here, like what we were talking about, that you sort of gave away the diminuendo a little bit early, and then again here, I think that they're pretty well placed, those dynamic marking. So that whole 6 bars or whatever is just a single hairpin rather than, I think that what was happening is we were feeling it with the contour rather than with the larger shapes. But yeah, it's terrific. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah, great.